Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. You won't believe what's happening. Absolutely insane. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I was actually the first person to report on this when this phenomenon first started. It was by another YouTuber named Clear Value Tax, who obviously I've met before, but that doesn't mean you don't get called out. Okay, so Clear Value Tax was the first person to start doing this before stockmo. He was the first person that this strange company called Gigastar ever did this with. And so I actually had a phone interview with him. And yeah, we just talked about the fact that, you know, he was selling his channel for $60,000 and all that stuff. And some very interesting things came out. One of the things that came out that was interesting was this company's headquartered in Chicago. Clear Value Tax is from Chicago, just like me. And Clear Value Tax actually admitted in this phone interview that he actually knows the CEO, which is like, wow. But the bottom line is, I can't directly call this thing a scam, but I think you guys who follow me are smart enough to kind of read between the lines, right? Like, I can't directly call it that because I can't prove it. This is one of those things where it's so similar to Masterworks. Whoever wrote the paperwork and everything for this crap, the freaking SEC documents, is extremely intelligent. They know what they're doing. They know how to kind of skirt the system a little bit. So it's one of those things where only people who have sense can easily see that this is a complete grift and an awful investment for most people. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So when I spoke to Clear Value Tax, okay, we kind of already established that, you know, we didn't really get anywhere in terms of like whether this is an actual scam or not. And it gets really hard to prove because of the way that this is written. But one of the things that I think cannot be denied, whether it's stockmo, whether it's Clear Value Tax, whether it's whoever, this is a absolute grift. And this is a terrible idea for fans who follow these people. Okay, now let's just go ahead and get into it. So let's look at stockmo. So stockmo makes this video. I'll scroll down a little bit so you guys can see the title. He's like, my biggest announcement ever, plus AMC stock price. If you read the title, he's kind of telling you already that it's a grift in the title if you read it. He's saying his biggest announcement ever. You would think that when he says biggest announcement ever, you know, you would think something like, I don't know, he's having a kid or something. Maybe he's having a baby with his wife or something. I don't know, something amazing. When you think biggest announcement, you think of something much bigger than, oh, I'm selling a portion of my channel to grift my followers. And that's the biggest problem. When somebody makes a title, my biggest announcement ever, and it's only something that further enriches themselves when they're already rich, when they've already made so much money, that should automatically be one red flag right there, okay? Number two red flag, he's saying my biggest announcement ever, and it's this absolutely insane, goofy grift where he's selling a portion of his channel to his followers. Number one, there are so many red flags with that, and we're going to get into that. But one of the major red flags is, here, matter of fact, let me go type it in on YouTube. Let's go over one of the first major red flags with this guy. And the fact that he even has the audacity to even say, oh, I'm selling my channel is absolutely insane because look at this guy. He's got 599,000 subscribers. Basically, let's just round it up. He's got 600,000 subscribers. Look at his videos. His channel was literally dead. It's not even dying at this point. It's dead. You have 600,000 subscribers. You have more than 500,000 subscribers. You can't get 20K views on a video. Look at this. 6K views, 6K views. A day ago, 9K views, 9K views. Scroll down. 16K views, 14K views, 15K views, 50K views. 8K views, 13K views, 11K views, 14K. This guy's channel is literally dead. Literally dead and gone. Literally, like, it's over with. Like, soon enough, this guy's going to struggle to get 10K views. It's coming. It's going to happen. People have already pretty much woken up for the most part to how dumb this guy is, which is why I really don't think he's going to raise that much money, to be completely honest with you. But let's just go ahead and point out some red flags. And I actually did write some of them down because I took some of the notes that I got from my research when I was looking into what Clear Value Tax was doing. So first of all, it's already funny. When Clear Value Tax did his thing, he showed on the website how much money he raised. stockmo's not showing it. I don't know why, but like I said, if you really want my honest opinion, obviously there's always going to be suckers out there who are going to fall for the okie doke and are unfortunately going to invest in something like this and lose their money, unfortunately. But I suspect that there are very few people that are investing in this. And like I said, the proof is in the pudding. Look at stockmo's channel, right? We already went over it. Look at this. Literally no views. The guy can't get 20K views. Literally can't even get 20K views. He doesn't have not one video that has 20K views. He's got 600,000 subscribers, right? Okay, now let's look at Clear Value Tax, who, by the way, even though his views have gone down, he's still very, very popular, and he still gets a crap ton of views. So let's compare stockmo's views, who can't even get over 20K, to Clear Value Tax. So Clear Value Tax, okay, obviously this options video did terrible, but look at his other videos. 200K, 161K, 270K, 197K, 219K, 221K, 219K, 176K. Way better than stockmo. So this guy actually has a legit fan base. And obviously he's got 1.8 million subscribers, but this guy has a legit fan base. So he's going to make a lot of money. And he already made a lot of money. I mean, for crying out loud, I remember when he did it, he went sold out twice. He did it, then he did it again, and he went sold out both times. stockmo's probably not going to get anybody, or at least not that many people, but he's going to get enough people to fall for this grift where I have to make a video on it, okay? So now let me go over the red flags. That's what we need to go over. So let's go back to the top. Look at this absolute clown of an investor. One of the big red flags that I saw is if you look at the paperwork, if you look at the, what is it, like the offering statement? Yeah, if you look at the offering statement, which I'm not going to click on now, I'm not going to bore you guys. I'm just going to read you guys what I wrote down. If you look at the offering statement, it specifically states that the intermediary is paid a 10% fee of the amount raised in the offering, which is Gigastar, by the way. Gigastar is the intermediary. So for me, this already creates a conflict of interest, in my opinion, because the intermediary gets paid no matter what. So doing whatever is in the best interest of investors wouldn't really matter to Gigastar, who's the intermediary, because they get this 10% fee. Like I said, this is extremely similar to Masterworks. It's one of those things where I can't directly definitively prove that it's a scam. I mean, it's pretty obvious, in my opinion, that this is a massive grift and something that's not going to work out in the long run for investors. Most people who invested, whether it's with Clear Value Tax or stockmo, are going to get screwed. But unfortunately, because of the way that they wrote it, I can't definitively come out and prove it. It's just one of those things where you kind of just got to have common sense and just kind of use your brain and say, you know, why would this person sell 10% of their channel if these guys are already making all this money? Like, what's the thing here? Like, what's the angle? It just, when you think about it, it just really doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. You know what I mean? And then here's the other red flag, and I've talked about this when I did that phone interview with Clear Value Tax and when I did like a live stream and I talked about it. When you look at the paperwork, the distributions, which is your payments, the money that you get paid, is made in USDC, which is a stable coin in cryptocurrency. This exposes investors to the risk associated with crypto. We've already seen massive regulation happening to crypto, and you have another risk. What if USDC, which I believe is owned by a company called Circle, what if USDC, the stablecoin, just crashes? We've seen it happen. We've seen it. We've seen stablecoins crash before. How are you going to get your money? If one USDC is worth $1, and that's the amount of money you have in there where you think that each of your dollars are worth $1, well, what if it plunges 99% and now instead of each USDC token you have, end up being $1, it's 1 cent. That's a major risk that you have to think of. That should already scream red flag to you. That should already show you how sketchy these people are. I think Gigastar is complete sketch. I really do. I think it's a complete grift. I think this company is absolutely scummy and sketchy. I can't prove it, but like I said, I'm talking to the folks with common sense here. Why are they using crypto to do it? Why are they not using regular US dollars? Why aren't they doing that? Why is it crypto? Should tell you everything you need to know. Anybody who uses strictly crypto to do things are an absolute red flag. Absolute scummy. You got to be careful with stuff like that. Think about it. If you bought a product, let's say, I don't know, you want to buy your Apple product and they're like, oh, nope, it's only through crypto. Or let's say you want to do an investment and the investment says, okay, well, you give us US dollars, but when you get your money back, you're not going to get those US dollars back. We're going to take that money and convert it into this spooky alien space cowboy bebop weird mystical spooky coin. And your money's going to go in there. And there's all these risks associated with it. And that's how you get your money back. You have to sell the stable coin to get your money back. Like, does that not just scream red flag, folks? The other issue, the document mentioned that an independent third party might verify the revenues, but it's not guaranteed. In my opinion, that is a lack of transparency. That could definitely lead to some sort of like manipulation or fraud. They literally tell you in the documents that they might verify the actual revenues that stockmo is making. So what I am saying is that in stockmo's documents, he says how much revenue he's making, which I highly doubt. He's saying he's making $300,000. I don't know if he's saying that's ad revenue or if he's accounting for the sponsorships and the affiliate links and all that in the Patreon. Then that would be more believable. But it's just YouTube ad revenue. There's no way he's doing that. So that's already a huge red flag because they're already telling you that an independent third party may or may not verify the revenue. So this guy could literally lie on how much revenue he's making and you have no way of verifying it. You see what I'm saying? Are you guys starting to see how risky this stuff is? And it really blows my mind that people have the audacity. I told you guys, these YouTubers think you guys are dumb. They think you guys are so dumb that they would do something so obviously scummy like this, and they just know in their hearts that at least 5% of their audience is going to be gullible and stupid enough to buy into this crap and make them rich. That is literally what's happening here. The other issue I have is the lack of regulatory oversight. I went over this when I talked about clear value taxes thing. When I reviewed clear value taxes, clear value taxes doing this exact same thing. He was the first person to do this back in April when I made the video on it. The offering that they do is conducted under something called a regulation CF, which is basically something that the SEC does. It's like a different filing, which is designed for crowdfunding campaigns. But the problem is when I did my research, I discovered that it's much less strict. You know what I mean? Like, there's not as much regulatory oversight in this as it is with other things, which is why I said the lawyers behind Gigastar are very intelligent. I spoke to one of the lawyers. I spoke to them behind the scenes. I reached out to Gigastar. I asked them a bunch of questions. They responded to me with these very sophisticated answers, which pretty much proved to me that they have a very sophisticated lawyer working for them. I don't know. Maybe it's the CEO who's just that smart. I don't know. But the bottom line is, whenever you see things like this, it's always a major red flag, and you should always stay away. And then ultimately, guys, you got to let the track record speak for itself, okay? I thought that Clear Value Tax was a decent guy, okay? That's why I met up with him in person. I thought he was a decent guy. He's from Chicago. But now that he's done this, that should tell you everything you need to know. He's clearly not that great of a guy. And stockmo sure as hell isn't that great of a guy, okay? Let's just tell it like it is. stockmo sure as hell isn't that great of a guy because stockmo, we already know, pumped Neo, pumped penny stocks, pumped all this garbage. Literally, stockmo and Larry Jones got paid to promote some scummy mining company. They got paid like $30,000 way back in like 2021 to promote some like scummy gold mining company that's like literally was like 50 cents a share or something insane. Like, these guys are so untrustworthy. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And I can tell you right now, I'm looking at this thing where he says, you know, his goal is to raise $390,000. I highly doubt he's going to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. His fundraising goal is $97,000, but his max offering amount is $390,000. I don't think he'll get there. Dude's channel's already basically dead. Most people, for the most part, know that this guy's an absolute clown. But again, it just absolutely bothers and disturbs me to no end that these people would do that. And, you know, in terms of clear value tax, the fact that stockmo, who is a known grifter and a clown and basically a borderline scammer, to be completely honest with you, like one of the worst on YouTube, the fact that stockmo is now affiliated with this exact thing that clear value tax is, that makes me really want to lump clear value tax in the same as them. I get it. Clear value tax isn't recommending awful penny stocks and bad investments, and he sticks to news, and that's great. But clear value tax, I cannot let you off the hook for this. Like, this is such an obvious grift. Like, it's like mind-blowingly obvious. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, when you first, you know, did it and I got on the phone with you, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. But when you can see guys like this joining in on things like this, come on, man. It already kind of exposes, you know, what's going on here. So I have no sympathy for anybody. In my personal opinion, any YouTube creator that does something like this is a grifter, an awful person, does not care about their followers, and they are insulting their followers because they think that you guys are so dumb that you would be gullible enough to think that these idiots are going to sell 10% of their channels to you. Why would they do that? If my business is super profitable and making a lot of money, I would never sell 10% of it unless I'm going to make a lot of money. That's the trick. The reason why they're doing this is because they're going to make a lot of money. And so is Gigastar. Gigastar gets 10% of all the sales. And the creator benefits however they benefit. Whatever's going on behind the scenes. One question I ask Gigastar is when it comes to those RSUs, those I forgot what the name of it was, but basically it's like a token you guys get. And they're called RSUs. It's like revenue sharing. Yeah, here it is. Revenue sharing units right here. It was like that. Those revenue sharing units or whatever, I specifically asked Gigastar if they give creators some of those revenue sharing unit tokens before it goes live. They told me no, but I don't believe it. These creators are being compensated somehow. Like I said, common sense. You don't got to be a genius to see through this stuff. I mean, it's absolutely insane. But anyway, this video's already gone long enough. Oh, last thing I want to say is, like I said, I think I already said this, but stockmo's channel's dying. So if you're going to invest in 10% of somebody's channel, you're probably going to want to expect that it's going to grow, but his channel's not growing. That's the problem. All right, anyway, I think you guys get the point. We got Real Rabble in like 3 minutes, and best believe I will be there. Real Rabble will be on Strongman's channel in about 3 minutes. Definitely make sure you tune in. I will be there. I'll just be a little late. I got to release this video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.